That's a Shame is brought to you by the people who support us over at patreon.com/shamecity.
If you have $1,
$2.
$1 to spare, join us again at patreon.com/shamecity. Please.
For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to another brand spanking new free episode of That's a Shame, the podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Declan, and as ever, opposite me, here in this chamber of content that we call his bedroom, it is
Capital H.
Isaac.
Hi. How am I? Thank you for asking. Great. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Lovely to hear it. You're wearing your classic Jaws attire.
I love it.
You stand the shark.
You know what? There's not enough people who do these days.
Yeah. Now, what have you brought for us today?
Well, today, Isaac, I've had the beauty of not bringing anything at all because I've brought the content for the last few shows consecutively, and this week I put it upon you, given that it's for you that we are recording this early.
How early? Well, we won't say it. Quite early. Suffice it to say, it ain't Sunday.
Perhaps the earliest we've ever recorded an episode.
Well, for a while at least. But you'll have noticed that normally, if you keep track, our episodes come out at about 3 a.m. on a Monday morning, which, you know, despite it saying Sunday on the website, has never been the case.
No.
Not even slightly. But I think people know that we work sort of on our own time schedule.
Nobody's going to listen to it on a Sunday. Sunday is not a podcast listening day.
For me.
Monday, when it comes out in that kind of interim period.
The shadow hours.
And of course, for some of our listeners, it will still be Sunday. Mm-hmm. So,
and that's fine.
So you can't do us for it, exactly. Is what we're saying.
It's Sunday somewhere. Well, look, you threw that ball into my court while I was out cleaning the windows, and I came back and I said, what's this? What the fuck is this ball doing in me court? I'm doing a big extended metaphor is what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, sorry. Don't let me interrupt.
Thereupon, I stood and I thought, till love and fame to nothingness did fade. And I thought this, let me walk you through the process by which I ended on the content that lives on this phone of mine here that I tap before the mic.
This phone of yours soon to be replaced.
One day, fingers crossed. I thought, God, that last episode was long.
It was a long one, wasn't it?
And what's more, there's another one to come. In which we dive into the second part of...
So we do promise that one won't be as long.
It won't, because as you said in the episode, we've set a lot of the groundwork. And I imagine people are still kind of working through it, taking their Cornell-style notes, where you've got the questions on one page and the active notes on the other.
The quiz that there's going to be next week?
It's going to be sent to your inbox. And don't ask how we know your email address. That's just part of our pod privilege that we get. And I thought, what might be a break from this great big kind of book-based... hellscape that you involved us in so directly would be a trip into another realm, into a place that's populated by dreams.
Hang on a minute.
A land of cotton pops and lollipies and everything you can imagine sprinkling out of the great big spout that is imagination.
Pack up your tummy in your old kit bed and head on down to Imagiporium Town.
Declan!
Oh.
Welcome back. It's been some time since you travelled the shores of the Imagiporium.
Just a little.
Since you swam up with your head out of water, doggy paddling, like that. That's how you swim, isn't it? Doing that thing where you tilt your head, gasping in the salt water.
You've got some horrible views about me.
This is just what I imagined, and that says it all, doesn't it? For those uninitiated to the Imagiporium's ways, why don't you just give it one of your classic summaries?
I couldn't and I won't, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. So why don't you tell, as the I won't say inventor, I'm going to say discoverer, the unearther of the Imagiporium, it being your word and your realm. Why don't you just tell us what it is?
The Imagiporium is everything and it is nothing. It is yin and importantly it is yang, and it's where those two kind of stroke each other in the eternal back and forth Humpty Dumpty of life. Those sparks that foment between them that the Imagiporium really lives. Did that answer the question?
Basically, it's a bunch of abject nonsense that Isaac has riddled onto his notes app. Or into some sort of... Oh, it's a Notion.
Yeah,
it's
a Notion.
whatever his latest craze is.
The
last one, it was Google Keep, I think.
That was bullshit.
And he had a bunch of...
It didn't sync properly ever. I'm happy to say it's out of my life.
So basically, just imagine that you had a dream.
That's a keyword.
And then you wrote it down, and then you thought, this doesn't seem mad enough. So you just Willy Wonkified all of the words until it became one big, questionably nonceful list of words.
What does that bit mean?
Well,
is that like nonsense?
It is in a way. It is in a way.
Look, the Imagiporium has been gathering dust since one of our seminal episodes back in the day, back in the old flat. I can picture it now. And I was covered in instruments.
That's no good for you, Dust, because you're a big fan of licking things, so you don't want dust on them.
Can't be having dust on something that's going in the teeth. That's rule one.
Well, that's not what licking is, but okay.
It's part of it. If you're going to do it properly, it's no half measures when it comes to that particular orifice. Look, I thought as I examined the crevices of the Imagiporium, I thought, yeah, sure, we've gone quite deep, but can we go deeper and can we go broader? And I think we can. And I put it to you that today is the day. I've written something for you to explore, and this requires an active consent on your part that you're ready to imagine big time.
And just out of interest, if I were not to consent,
the episode would be over.
The episode would be over.
There's nothing that can be done without your imagination engaging now.
Okay, but what about like at any point can I pull out?
It's not as effective as you'd think.
Okay.
Studies have shown.
Well, I suppose for...
Let's seal it with a handshake.
I'm not going that far.
A high five? Oh, you got on it. Throughout the history of this show, Declan, you've often made big claims that you, quote, cannot be created or destroyed, and that you, quote, know what really happened to Beowulf. But this week, we're going to put all that and more to the test in the inaugural episode of... Do a drum roll on your thighs. Delcquest! Shout it as well. Delcquest. No, I couldn't decide on the spelling. So this one's DEC-quest, but I also tried DEKWEST, but that looks like it's a quest to do like tape decks. Also, it does look like that. This is a well-researched role-playing game is perhaps too juvenile a word. A role-playing parable, really, in which I must reluctantly assume the role of kind of the kind of
not
game
the Lord,
god. No, the sort of overseer of the game world,
the sort of Jesus of the Imagiporium.
Now I'm sort of pitching this. I'm putting my heart on my sleeve, and I'm throwing this out to listenership, and I'm saying, please, just take this as it comes. No prejudice, no bias. Just see what you think of it, because it could become. Well, it could become the whole show from now on.
It couldn't because it requires my consent, and I'm willing to revoke it at a moment's notice. And that being the case,
what I've written, what I've imaginated, if you would, for today, is a kind of beginning to something that could span decades. This is going to take over your life in such a big way that when I picture your funeral now, it's pretty much only characters from this world.
Couldn't you have just found a quiz or something?
Don't be worrying about that. This is part one of to be continued series. You've got that for sure. Tacitshame.city if you've got any plot ideas, because I sure as hell ran out of them quick. Terrible Trouble in Tinsy Town, part one. Hubble, Bubble, Boil, and Trouble. Now that's quite good, isn't it?
Tinsy Town?
Tinsy Town. Tintzy Town. Well, I'm glad you asked. What is Tinsy Town? Close your eyes and get ready.
I'm not closing my eyes.
To imagine.
I don't trust you.
I'm going to give you a bit of info of your character first, because this is, like I said, it's a very active experience. The story can only progress as fast as you progress it, because you're going to be making real-time decisions, and I've created an algorithm of such powerful magnitude and scope that anything you decide, I can plug in to this Notion, this static text page.
I didn't even know that was a feature.
And the story will find a way. That's what they say, isn't it?
That's
Narrative
cool.
finds a way.
Will you be assuming a character as well?
I'll be assuming every other character in the piece. Now that you're right.
How many are there?
A dexterous actor, but what can I say? I'm here.
Your name
is Delcquest. You're a 29-year-old red-haired human boglin hybrid with a spring in your step, a permanent case of the mumps, and a dream of a better tomorrow.
It's interesting that you've made me older than I am, and indeed older than you are for your
Is
fantasy.
this in character? Are you doing an imagine?
No, I was just letting them know.
Okay, well, from now
I didn't
on,
have
there's
to
no
imagine
side
because you
notes.
made it
There's
transparently
no
clear
kind of author's
that your fear
square
of your own
brackets.
mortality
But what's that?
has shaken into this
This is the
world.
sound of me rolling a die. You've been born very poor.
Oh
It's
no.
unfortunate.
What's that little dongle you just rolled?
It's a Bluetooth thing. It's a Bluetooth die. Your life in Tinsy Town, it's awfully bad.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid to say. It's just going nowhere. And you feel like
Well, I can relate.
you feel like it's time to pack up your disgusting belongings and hop aboard the first train to Adventure Town. Is that something you can feel as well?
Well, I have no choice.
But what good is looking for adventure if you don't know where to search?
Well, I thought I was going on the train.
There are actually no trains in this universe canonically because it's a sort of fantasy like past.
So
kind
why
of
am I
world.
getting on one?
Interestingly, the metaphor of taking the train to somewhere
Oh, okay.
does exist in this culture, but the actual train does not. Maybe it
Oh,
was lost.
that's okay.
Or maybe
right.
they're so advanced that it's not that
They
one.
just got rid of it.
It's not that one.
Oh, okay.
You rack your filthy little brain for what to do next, and remember something you noticed on the op-ed pages of this morning's edition of the town's octo-weekly newsletter, The Dirted Courier. What was it again? Do you remember?
The op-ed?
Yeah, what was...
No, I don't.
You
God,
don't? Oh.
why don't you remind me?
I'll remind you.
As the sole
Yeah, no
author
worries, no
of the...
worries.
What was it? The Dirted Courier?
The Dirted Courier, it's the octo-weekly newsletter.
Yeah,
8
yeah.
times a week.
Yeah, no, we knew what it meant.
8 times a week, every week.
Rather than
Twice
every
a
8
week.
weeks.
That's right. A weird little advert stood out to you, didn't it? It said, adventurer wanted. Must have nasal voice and knowledge of the damp arts. Applicants must attend a short training seminar at the Dog and Other Dog, 6 p.m. Isaac's Day. That's just one of the days they have it.
That's one of the days they have. Who's that about?
They don't know. Like it's
Okay,
one of those
well, that's
things
good.
that is lost to...
Okay. So I have to put on a character who has a nasal voice and has knowledge of the damp arts.
Capital T, capital D, capital O.
I don't know if I can, but I'll do my best.
It sounds like you can because according to the text here,
Okay, go on.
which I must stress I did just find
Oh,
in a
right,
sort
okay.
of special passage. Of
In your nation.
Yeah, I was as confused as you are, to be honest.
I'm not confused.
It says here, you, Delcquest, what are you, a boglin of some sort, half human, half boglin? You feel a stirring in your nether groinage. Could it really be so simple?
in my
But wait,
nether
you think.
nether groinage.
What was that second part? The damn parts. Never heard of whatever they are. But you're not
Oh
one
well,
to
I
let
guess I'll
silly
go on
thing
a
like
different
that
adventure.
stand
Oh
between
wait!
you and
Oh
your
no
destiny.
way!
You clear your already empty schedule and plod down the street flat-footedly to one of the few buildings in Tinsy Town which enjoys the luxury of a roof. After narrowly avoiding a mud terror, you lumber up the large ordinary door of the tavern. Up to it, rather. The advert said to arrive at 6 p.m, so there's an hour to go. What do you do? What do you do?
Me personally?
No. Remember, you're
Oh, sorry,
Delcquest now.
sorry,
I
yeah.
can give you the character information.
Hang on a
here.
minute. I'm Delcquest. I'm half
29,
human, half boglin.
redhead. You're part. I would say it says human boglin hybrid, but I think skewing boglin.
Okay.
So like 3/4 boglin.
Nasal voice.
Permanent
older
case
than
of the
you.
mumps.
Permanent mumps. Yeah.
Very poor.
I don't know that I've got the money to be going on an adventure. If I got there and it wasn't starting yet, I think I'd go home. So I think I'd go home.
head
Is
home?
that? Yeah. Go on.
Whoops! You can't.
Oh no!
That's weird.
It's weird how the story.
Let me just put into the algorithm.
Hang
to
on.
see
Yeah.
why that is.
Just try it again.
It
Let's-
says.
go on.
It says, "Oh, your home got squashed while
no,
you were
what-
away
right.
by a big rolling pebble."
My wife and children, are they
I
okay?
didn't have either of those, so they're fine, but they're hypothetical. So
Okay.
they've been unencumbered.
Belongings?
You can ask around the village, see if anyone knows what happened.
No, I don't want to speak to anyone here. Quite frankly.
Hello there,
No.
Delcquest.
No, it's okay, sir.
What
Stay
seems
back.
to be troubling thee?
I'm troubled. My house has been squashed by something of a pebble.
Oh, why?
You don't know about the damp parts, do you?
What ye call them, son?
Well, I'm not big on the pronunciation.
What
It
did
could be
ye
the
call them?
could be the damperts.
The Damperts. Not heard of them
Damparts?
since I were a young
The-
boy.
Oh, you. And how long ago was that?
Many a year, Delcquest. Many a goddamn year. Must be off.
That
Oh,
guy's gone now.
oh no.
So
Sir?
you can chase after him, but you've got very small legs.
Oh, is that one of the boggling things?
Yeah. Do you want to try?
No.
Good, because you would have failed that. It would have cost you 2 HP.
Oh no! How much HP do I have?
You've got
3.
loads.
Oh,
You've
I've
got
got
about 10 HP.
We're small but sturdy. The
Yeah.
boglins.
So that was a dead end.
Is there? Can I buy a drink?
Yeah, you can go inside the tavern if you want.
Yeah, sure. I'll go inside the tavern.
You'll try and push the door, won't you? Describe yourself doing it. I'll try
No,
and
it's fine
imagine
because my legs are so small. I walk underneath it. It's like those saloon doors.
No, it's nothing like one of those because Tinsy Town doesn't have that kind of climate. Describe yourself opening the small ordinary door. I'll try and imagine it. Close your eyes at home, everyone, unless you're driving.
Well, I'm slightly lower than I might be if it were me.
Yeah.
Because I've got small legs and I'm a boglin.
Yeah.
I don't know what sort of hands I've got. Maybe they're
They're
clawed.
horrible.
Okay.
They're
so
quite. You play a lot
Crusty.
of like a kind of ancient guitar, so they've got a lot of callus.
Okay. I reach up with one calloused, horrible hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like the handles maybe about head. Oh no! Oh, what's happened?
That was just a bird that went past, but you got startled by it.
I did. I'll be honest.
So carry on.
As did my character. And I grabbed the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a handle.
There is if you imagine it.
Well, I imagined it as saloon doors, and you told me it weren't.
Yeah,
so,
well, that
so
wasn't
let's
that.
not let's not
There's
fuck
some
about
leeway,
here.
but not
Oh,
too
I see.
much.
Right, and I pull the handle down,
Yep.
and I push forward. Now, there's probably a horrid noise. I'm gonna assume it's not that noise. It's somewhere between a creak and a squelch.
While you're opening the door.
Well, that's not what I described.
That was exactly halfway between the creak.
No, it
It was a
wasn't.
quelch.
It was terrible.
It was a squeak. Cool.
So
you're-
and it opens.
Yep.
There's a big sign inside.
Wait, okay, wait, don't take the liberty of describing the interior.
No, there's a
That's
big
my
sign
job.
inside. This is really important.
Go on.
That says drinks free for Boglin hybrids.
Oh, you're right. There is a sign that says that.
That's fantastic.
correct.
Yeah. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to get a lot of them.
Okay.
Like if I'm going on this adventure, if I'm going to discover what the damn parts are, I cannot be sober. So I am going to have to be wasted.
How are you going to do that, though?
Well, I've got an hour.
You're going to have to interact
Got
with
an hour.
someone, though, I would have thought. You pulling up to the bar?
No, well, they've said it's free, so I'm just going to go behind
You
and probably
cannot.
pour.
No, you cannot.
I can't do that.
You'd be disrespecting the establishment.
For an Imagiporium, there's hella rules here.
It's no rules. It's just customs.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
All right.
I'll go up to the
All right,
barkeep.
Delcquest, what are you doing here?
Well, I think you know. I've seen your sign.
The free drink sign.
Yep.
You want to avail yourself of
Yeah,
of
100%.
a demi flagon of mead.
Let's drop the demi. Let's just.
Well, you know the rules. We can't serve a half creature.
Okay, well then give me 2 demis.
We don't do we don't do cocktails here, lad. You know the rules, Delcquest.
Okay, well give me one.
29
Give me
years
one
you've been
demi
coming
flagon of mead then.
Here you go.
Cool.
We're out of mead.
Well, what else have you got?
Bog whiskey,
Well, give me a flagon of that.
fen gin.
Just give me a demi flagon of each of them.
Well, like I said, we can't do more than one drink at a time. That's just a special.
Well, that's
policy.
okay. Well, I'll take this one and I've put it on my table. Now you can do the other one.
Well, you finish that one. Bring the.
Well,
glass
it's
back.
fine. As far as you know, it's
We're
finished.
low on silverware, by which I mean glasses.
That's fine.
They're all silver.
I brought some of my own.
Did you? You didn't
Yeah,
mention
that's
that
all right,
before when we were imagining.
What? You didn't ask me, did you?
What else have you got on your person?
I've got.
Just so I'm aware.
Let me tell
Something
you.
for every
I've
occasion.
I've got a sack with the most adaptable set of fucking belongings inside it.
Well-
I had a premonition that my house was going to be squashed. You see, so if I own it, it's in this bag.
Nice.
It's not a lot because I am very poor.
How's it been then, Delcquest?
Well, I told you about the house
You didn't know what?
squashed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, have a packet of crisps on the house.
Well, that's very kind of you. I was actually going to ask if any of your rooms are free.
Well, they're free, yeah.
Would I be able to?
You know the rules, Delcquest.
Well, what are the? Well, I actually don't know any
You know
of the
we
rules.
can't be seen allowing hybrids to stay in there.
Why not? Why can we drink for free but we can't stay?
God, Delcquest.
You, sir,
where have you been?
are a racist.
Whoa.
You
Whoa,
are a
whoa.
racist. I've pulled out my phone. I'm filming this.
You
This
don't
is
have
going
a phone.
on Twitter.
This is fantasy
This
era.
is fuck off.
They don't have phones, do they, boblins? Very silly.
We could.
Look, Delcquest, just take the crisps and get out of my hair, would you? You're nothing but trouble, you and your kind.
What? This is just abject racism.
Don't speak out. Sit down.
But you told me to leave.
you can leave to over there out of my sight.
You want me to leave and then sit down?
Yeah.
Well, you can't decide what
There's
I do when I
a beer
leave.
garden outside. Just get out of it. You know, old Tom's upstairs.
Well, look, if you want me out of your hair, just give me another one of these, and then I'm gone for longer.
Have you got? Give me one of your cups. I'll fill it up.
Yeah, go on. There you are.
There you go. Psh. There you go.
What? No.
What?
No.
I was cleaning it.
You weren't cleaning.
I spat and then I poured the
Oh, hang on.
liquid. Whoa. What's
Sorry, I was
that?
just cleaning your face. Sorry.
You've got some nerve, Boglin. If it weren't for the vow of peace I'd taken in the old day, it was Isaac's Day last year, as I recall.
Yeah, go on.
I'd fuck you up.
Right, well then.
I'd kick
If
your
you're not-
Boglin skull in.
Well, if you're not gonna, then pour us another drink, you fucking soy boy.
Cool. Now, you've made some bad decisions there.
No way.
The algorithm says that you've lost 5 friendliness points, and they're irrecoverable.
Well, that's fine.
They're never coming back.
This is a hostile world
You've
to me.
gained 2 canny points. Now, that could be quite useful later when you start really getting your teeth into the damn parts, because, I mean, I don't know. It sounds to me like you'd have to be a canny guy.
I'm honestly planning on spending the rest of the story here.
So the hour has passed uneventfully. People have been side-eyeing you quite a lot, to be honest, because of the scene you caused.
Well, they're racist
and because
as well.
in town you're known as a sort of, well, you've been in prison for some terrible stuff.
Well, what? Hang on a minute, what?
Well, that, if you can try and find it out organically, why don't you approach this old man who's sitting drinking his beer?
Sorry, pal.
What do you want?
Put your fucking beer down. If you're going to be looking at me like I'm some sort of criminal,
You're talking to me, Boglin.
why not list my boggling crimes?
You're a Boglin nonce.
A boggling nonce. Now, just because I don't have the sharpest memory for my own crimes.
Why is that?
Is that I am a boglin who is a nonce, or I am a noncer of boglins?
Takes one to know one, Delk.
Well,
He grins, and then he does that thing where an old man drinks, but it all goes in his beard.
well, then you're
And then he
implying you
squeezes
are
it out.
also a boglin nonce, sir.
I'd watch your tongue, boy. If I hadn't taken the same vow of peace.
Yeah, I had
as
that
old
from the guy inside.
Johnny Barber.
Fucking all this
On
Isaac's Day
Isaac's Day.
peace nonsense.
Nonce what?
Yeah, well, you tell me.
Yes, indeed. If you want to know about your crimes, young man, you can easily read it in the Dirted Courier. You were front page news for a month.
Do you have a copy?
Not on me. Whoa.
Well,
Maybe I
do you do or you
have
don't?
Maybe.
Come on.
Maybe I
well, maybe
do.
I've got one in my sack.
Maybe
Let
I
me
do.
have a little look. Shall we?
Riddle me this. If you can pass my test of wit, the Dirted Courier will be yours, you get.
I can give you.
I just rammed that off the dough.
I can give you two canniness points if you just give me the
They don't
piece of
exist in
paper.
That's an abstract metagame concept. You can't go trading them. Okay. I'll tell you what, young man.
Yeah,
For
the riddle. Just
for
give it to me.
For a couple of gallons of mead, I'd do anything. And I mean anything.
Well, I'll be honest. I presumed that from the start.
I mean fucking.
No, I know. I
A
got
boglin
that.
like you can't be getting his hand involved a great deal around these parts. Terrible,
I do all
terrible
right.
racists around here.
Yeah, but they're
They
horny as
frown on
hell.
your kind, boglin.
That's okay. I get a lot of kind of fetish stuff going on, so it's all right.
Which one of your forefathers were a boglin?
All.
But I thought you were a human boglin sort of.
Yeah, all my
mishmash.
four mothers. They were humans.
Horny for the boglin.
All yeah.
That boglin D.
Look, you can disparage all you want, but the ladies, they're into this.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Well, anything I can do for
Well,
you?
you said you were going to give me a riddle so I could find out my crimes from your old copies of the Dirty Courier that you may or may not have on your person.
I don't have them on me, but I could point you towards library where the Dirted Courier archives.
You know they don't let my kind in there.
Oh, I can see to it that they will.
How?
Using some of my special skills.
You know what?
I mean, fucking again.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just. I don't need to know the specifics.
Okay,
It's
well, lovely to catch up.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Dong!
Oh, no.
The hour has passed. The time gnome collapses as he heaves the big hammer against the gong that signifies 6 o'clock. They do that every day, I think.
Okay.
Time to get going, you probably think to yourself. But hang on.
Not if there's still free booze.
But where to go? Right? Where to even go?
Well, yeah, there isn't
Because you're in the
anywhere.
Dog Another Dog.
Wasn't
You
I
haven't seen
I
people
thought I
coming
was
in for the
waiting
seminar.
for something.
Yeah, you're waiting for the 6 p.m. seminar.
Yeah, well,
on the damn
so is
parts.
it?
Well, you
it's
don't
not
know.
happening.
Do you know where it is in the pub? It's quite a big pub. Can you see it?
Well,
No, you can't, is the answer.
oh, okay.
The tavern is spread over an impressive 2 floors.
I feel like there's not a lot of decisions I can. I'm just going to say that.
Should you stay on the floor you're on already? Here's a decision for you, and that's
Okay.
egg on your face. Because right when you was complaining, a decision came raining down.
Here we go.
Should you stay on the floor you're on and search
No.
for the seminar room, or try upstairs?
I'm going to go on the other floor.
So you're turning around. Describe what you're doing.
Well, there's a staircase.
Yep. And so you've turned away from the pub, have you? From the pub proper to go up the stairs. You turned your back on everyone. Let me
Well,
just
yeah, well,
clarify. Have you turned your back on everyone?
Yeah, well, they were
As soon as you
side-eyeing me.
turn your back,
Oh, no, here we go.
you feel a combat starting to happen. A
Okay.
combat's going to begin. A big old loser has thrown a bronze coin at you and he's shouting, "Dance, Boglin! Dance like you mean it!"
I'll dance.
You can. Now you've got 3 attacks
Okay.
available.
Can I just dance?
Dance.
Because if they're going to throw money at me, I need that.
You're not allowed to spend that kind of money.
What do you
Boglins
mean?
have their own sort of nectar card, which is why it's free for you in this
So why
pub.
does he flick this coin at me?
Because it's a big coin compared to your small body. So
Right.
it's like throwing a discus at you. It's like you've been discused.
Right.
You can kick. A simple move in which you kick with your smallest leg, that does 2 damage, but it costs 5 attack points. So
How many do I have?
You can bite.
no,
this
sorry.
is a complex move in which you bite with your muscly jaw. That will do 5 damage,
Yep.
but it will cost you the 10 attack points. And there's a recovery on that one.
Okay.
Those are your 2 moves for this turn.
I thought you said
So
I had 3
the
moves.
big guy is there and he's brandishing his bag of
You
coins.
said I had 3 moves. What
Come
was
on,
the third
Boglin.
move?
Come on, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Boglin? He's only
Wow.
got a few set pieces of dialogue.
Well, how about let's try a bite?
Oh, describe it. You
What?
launch yourself up from your tiny height.
No, I don't. I don't launch
to his
up.
throat.
No, I go right for the Achilles. I'm low down.
What so you've sidestepped through his like legs. You've nutmegged him. You're going to have to make a roll for that. Let's see if you get it.
Wow.
Oh, you did.
Wow.
Okay, so you.
So I've dived through his legs.
Dashed through his neck, and you shout nutmeg.
His right leg is what I'm going for, the Achilles
right?
there. Because I've seen it slightly mouldier and therefore probably easier to
Easy to
bite
snap.
through. And also, he's limped a bit when he came towards me. I know. In universe, I've seen those Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes films, so that's how I
You've
fight.
been.
So I dive down and I chomp down. Now I imagine that the teeth part is
see how much
definitely
damage you're
hugely
gonna do.
boggling.
That you get the full 5 for that.
Well, that's
you got the full
fantastic.
fucking
Yeah.
5.
So
The tendon snaps.
I'm chewing.
beneath your teeth.
I
and
probably should get up and move, but I'm too
it
involved.
pings. The tendon's so taut in his weird old leg
Yeah.
that it pings right down the back of your throat, and you swallow it down like a big pink spaghetti.
Yep.
So
Well,
now
that's
that
good.
tendon's
That's a
part
free
of you.
meal.
Now, unfortunate news, he does have a very, very contagious disease that can
Okay.
be transferred only by eating his muscles, which you have done.
Well, I ate
But-
tendon, not the muscles. That's fine.
That's a knowledge check. Let's see. No, your character doesn't know the difference.
It doesn't.
So as far as your character knows,
the
he
knowledge
thinks he's
doesn't
dead.
matter.
He thinks
I'm
he's
fine.
very ill.
No,
Now, the man
my
standing
character
there,
would just
hopping.
err on the side of
Ow!
safety.
Ow, me leg, me Achilles, he says. And this has attracted the attention of the barman, who you may remember was not your biggest fan before.
No, I remember.
surely
He was a
took
right
our
proper
piece,
racist.
But he's found a loophole where he's got this harpoon gun that if it happened, that it
Which
just
he
went
didn't
off,
ever promise that he wouldn't use.
if it just went off and you were in the way, that's not technically a violation of that Isaac's Day promise.
That's interesting.
He's taking aim. He's aiming at your. Ooh, look,
I've run away.
Your left shoulder. No, you're still biting.
No,
you
it's
can't,
fine.
You can't run between turns. Oh, and he has hit.
No way.
It's not a critical hit, but your shoulder has exploded into just air now. It's just air and blood.
At this point, I think I'm fucked. I may as well just.
Hang on.
I'm
What's
just gonna
that?
keep chewing.
You've got a new move's appeared. It's called Cast Heal Potion. Cast Heal Potion. Now, that won't fix the boy's leg, but it could fix your shoulder. Would you like to try it?
No, I'm going to bite the other Achilles.
Give it a roll. Let's see how you do. Oh, you've missed. You've bitten your own arm off.
Well, that's a shame.
Hang on. Turn 3 comes around. You've
Yep.
got a new move. It's called Throw Coin. This is a medium move in which
Okay.
you throw coin at a target up to 1 meters away.
Yeah,
Does 0
go on.
damage. It costs 1 attack point, but you do get 1 cool token for doing it.
I'm going to pick up the. I'm going to roll. I am going to bite again. I'm going to go for that left Achilles again. Let's see if we.
Oh, it's another miss.
that's a
and
shame.
That's
What
his
have I-
turn, and he stomped on your little head, and he's saying, "I'm going to keep
I must be
stomping till
near
it's
death.
skull dust." But luckily, a wizard just gave you a bit of a heal.
Oh, okay.
I think you should try to do throw coin. That seems to be your only option this turn.
No, it's all right. I'm going to bite again.
Okay. Oh, and this is an interesting roll.
Okay,
so
go on.
that number that you can see there, that tells me that you didn't successfully bite. But what you
Okay.
did was you did a sort of rolling attack bite that meant that your right hand, remember, it was very injured at the shoulder.
I seem to remember I'd bitten it
flailed
off.
back around, and you were holding coin. So you were holding the coin you picked up, and you have actually, even without knowing
It's
it, you've
weird.
thrown coin.
It's weird how it was dressed up as my choice, but I did what the text wanted me to do anyway.
And then you ended up throwing
And
coin.
what you wanted me to
well,
do.
no, because you can't control for random.
Well, it's not random. It's a little USB plug-in. It's
I
not
see
a dice.
numbers on that. So it
You need
doesn't
to get
matter.
that checked.
So here's what happens. You've thrown the
Okay,
coin,
yeah, I've thrown
and
the
now
coin.
everything's happening in slow motion.
I've got a cool point.
People have
That's
never
good.
thrown coin in this tavern
This
before.
started with a guy throwing a coin at me.
Sorry, when I say people, I mean boglins, because this is a new level of
Oh,
insolence
right,
for the
okay, yeah.
boglin kind. Normally they're a subservient sort of...
Well, I can only imagine what sort of
House
good
elf.
press we're all going to get after this.
Everyone is watching in slow motion as the coin woo, woo, woo,
It's
seems
flipping,
to
it's
whistle
rolling, it's
through
turning, yeah.
through the world. And the man whose Achilles you snapped with your nasty teeth, because he's screaming so big and loud, his mouth is practically unhinged at the jaw. Very wide target. I think you can see where I'm going with this. The coin whisks down his throat and lodges in the windpipe, and he's coughing. Now you've got an option. You can Heimlich this guy. You can just let him die.
I'm going to let him die.
All right, let's roll, see if you can.
But what do you mean? You
Let's
said
just
those are
roll,
my
see if
two...
you can do it.
But what's the roll?
Just see if you can.
So hang on, if I fail this roll, what happens? Oh, you meant to let him die, but you slipped and you grabbed round his waist and Heimlicked him and it saved
give it a
him.
roll.
Well, let's have a look.
Oh, you've let him die.
Oh, thank God.
The man is choking out. He's
Yeah.
going blue at the face.
Well, he
His eyes
started
are bulging.
he started a race
His
attack
tongue
on
is
me,
gagging.
and the proprietor of this place
proprietor's
shot a harpoon
screaming.
gun at me.
He's screaming. He's saying, "I can't do the Heimlich because it's technically violence against the man." And I swore, you may remember on Isaac's Day, last
And he's
year,
going, "Oh no!
Fuck.
The terrible irony that a harpoon
Oh,
gun
damn
doesn't
you.
count, but the Heimlich maneuver does."
After 12 minutes, the man is dead. He had hefty lungs on him, but
Yep.
even they couldn't give him forever. There's a sort of black bile
couldn't
seeping out of his
dislodge this
seeping out of his
hefty
seems
coin.
to be seeping out of his teeth for some reason.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know how it happens when you die, but I guess that's what it is. And everyone,
Don't tell me this is to do with the damn parts.
I don't know. Everyone in the bar is running around and rolling about, screaming and shouting.
Have they been doing this for 12 minutes?
Yeah, they're going,
Okay.
Delcquest did it! It was Delcquest, the unusual elf! Call the magic ops! They're just shouting variants on that.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want me and you recreate that kind of ambience
it's
there?
all right.
Delcquest did... Oh, it was Delcquest did it!
That Boglin's a hero!
Whoa! There's some support I heard. In the
Yeah.
corner of the tavern.
The mood
an
is actually
interesting
much
thread.
more in my favour than you would have expected.
What do you do?
I'll be honest.
You're just standing in front of the corpse?
I'm standing on.
on its
I'm standing
chest?
on his chest.
Are you dabbing on him, or...?
Uh,
They don't have
we
dabbing
can't.
in this universe
we
yet.
we can't. And also, my arm is still huge.
Oh, remember the wizard healed it.
Well, one of them. Hang on, but one of my shoulders was fucked, and the other arm I bit off.
The healing spread across.
So
you're
I'm
all
fine.
healing. You've actually got more more
I'm
health than you
doing.
started.
I'm doing a handstand on his chest.
People are not liking that. They're
No,
shouting.
they are. They're going.
abuse.
That's acrobatic
Someone's-
and justified.
Someone's threatening to throw coin. The crowd is going pretty crazy.
Fucking bring it on! Look at what happened to the last fucker who threw a coin at me.
I'm afraid to say that you look around the room and you realise 2, 4, 6.
It's weird how the
There's
text.
65 people in
It's
this
weird
room.
how the text is not tallying up with my experience of what's going on here.
adapts.
It doesn't feel like much of an Imagiporium as it does Isaac's Notion story.
There are 65 to 70 people in the room now, and they are, well, they know what you've done, and they're
Yeah.
hungry for violence.
Did they all take this peace vow?
You're going to have to convince them all not to rip you.
How many of them took this peace vow?
Only about 12 of them.
Okay.
Tops. Now, maybe some of those 12 could be persuaded, but your charisma is quite high. That's one of the things I rolled for you.
Well, I
in your
got a
character
cool
sheet.
point as well.
And you've got the cool point. So let's see
And
what
I've
you
got
can
2
do.
canny points.
Someone grab that boglin. We're going to fuck him up. Get him. He's a nasty piece of work.
I'm basically going to recite that speech from
Don't tell me.
Julius Caesar.
Don't tell me. Do it.
No, I don't know it.
Okay, we'll do something because we're in character now. The universe is folded in. Fucking kill that boglin. Call them magic ops.
Guys, I be but a humble boglin.
And what?
Well, and it's funny you should ask, and human. I am both.
He's a murderer is what he is. I saw him kill Larry with a coin.
I'm the bridge between worlds, and I am here as your new Lord and Saviour to bring peace. Because this man,
He's got some good ideas.
let me tell you, he was a nonce. And I know because I had to go undercover.
As what? As what?
As someone accused for several weeks on the front pages of
I
noncery.
saw it in the Dirted last week.
And that
They
was
said Delcquest was a boggling
And
nonce.
that's the sacrifice I had to make to my reputation. None of it true. The crimes for which I was accused were committed by this here man, which is why he here underneath my feet tried.
But mister,
He tried
excuse me,
to have me
mister.
killed.
There's a little girl pulling at your sleeve.
Yes.
Excuse me, mister. That was my daddy, that was.
Well,
Daddy Graham.
I'm afraid Daddy Graham fucked kids. And that's why
I
had
don't know
to.
those words.
Well,
I'm but a humble kid. What was
that's a
thoroughly
good.
outside?
That's a good trait for someone so young to have. But you're gonna grow up and hear some bad words about your daddy. But let me just tell you
Excuse me,
now
mister.
that you are safe.
Mister, you got any proof or anything? Because obviously this is quite an earth-shattering revelation about me old dad. I'd like to see a paper trail at the very least.
You're an astute little fella.
I'm a girl. She's got some good ideas, this lass. Let's lift her up so she can be taller and more respected.
Just to break the fancy from it, just to ask,
Yeah.
and not for any particular reason, has my bite move recharged? Yeah.
No, it's got another couple of turns. You need to have a big rest before that comes back.
I have all the proof that
Where
you
is
need. Don't you worry.
Could I get it on a USB?
I was
you
told you
airdrop
don't
it
have
me?
this sort of thing here.
We've got quite an inconsistent array of technological prowess.
That you do. It's here in my bag.
The crowd's getting angry.
and I-
Don't. What's he got in the bag? It's probably some sort of evil shit.
It's not evil. It's not evil.
It probably is. Though.
I realise that's what I'd say if
reckon
it was
is
evil.
as well. The crowd's turning against
Before they can do anything, I've reached in and pulled out a big file.
you. A big file.
It's like a
Okay.
manila folder.
Ooh. They've never seen one of these before. They're a
That's
simple
all right.
folk.
Can they
Where
read?
Did you get it? No.
That's fine. It's pictures.
Okay.
Where did I get it? Well,
What's
I've had
that
it
you
because
got,
I'm...
Delcquest?
Well, this is the evidence of which I spoke. Here in this folder, and little girl...
We don't trust your folders round here.
Well, what do you want for evidence then, you fucking dunce?
Whoa! The crowd does not take kindly to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
They
Bring
do
them
not
on.
take kindly to that. They are advancing, and you know,
Bring
as
them
you
on.
breathe in, this is certain death. But then,
My pal the wizard.
Delcquest, listen to me! A tiny voice squeaks from inside your palm. It's the cool token that you got from the fight before. Remember that bit of narrative?
Yeah, something about that.
And it's alive?
Oh, no.
Come with me, Delcquest! It screams, and somehow you do.
Well, where's it going?
It's in your hand, but you realise
Yeah.
you can't open your fist now, and
Yep.
it's like dragging you around, like whoa,
Yep.
and it actually pulls you through the ceiling,
Oh, God, that must hurt.
kind of like you're Superman. Except imagine if Superman's fist was in charge.
And he was just being dragged
Like
around
imagine
by
if Superman was only the fist, and the rest was just his vehicle.
limp rag doll of a
he
body.
just chose to have the rest. of
And
that.
what, that must hurt.
No, because part of the power of the cool tokens, it shields you in a big
That's
way.
very good. And what about the people who are in the rooms above? Any of them?
They're dead now. So you should have eviscerated several of them.
Well, I
which are
didn't
up.
intend to do that. I only killed the one guy who was
The villagers will probably still count that against you.
I'm sure they will.
Let me just roll for.
I didn't
Yeah,
want
they
any
have.
of this to happen. I was on the verge of convincing them, no matter what your little nation
I
says.
think you're going to be confused, right? But you're going to be wanting to talk to this cool token.
Well, I'm just going to open my hand and
You
look
can't.
at
No, it's
that's-
forced shut while you're
it. It's
flying.
really
through the
interesting.
Sky
Well, let's
to
just
safety.
land.
Okay.
So, cool token, let's just take a little land.
And
Yep.
you've landed.
Yep, that's cool. I open my palm.
Hey, Delcquest.
Yep. Mickey.
Delcquest.
Yes, Misky Mouse.
You want to thank me for saving your life?
Well, not really, no, because you've made my situation incalculably worse.
shot
No, I wasn't. You've made that up.
The cool
This
token.
is historical revisionism.
The cool token doesn't know what you're on about. To be honest, it's
Oh,
kind
that's
of
interesting.
you get the sense that it only has a set of pre-programmed responses. They can give.
No way.
Hey, Delcquest, how are you going?
How am I going?
Yep, that's what it said.
That's one of its ones.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
How's it hanging?
Well, quite poorly now that you've forced me to do a bunch of other crimes.
like to know secret knowledge?
At this point, no.
Would you like to know secret knowledge? It repeats more earnestly.
Where is it now?
It's still in your hand. You can't open it.
Why not?
Because that's
You
part
said
of
it
the
was
cool
why I
token
was
plan.
flying.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not flying anymore.
No, you're walking in a circle.
I'm stood still.
You're pacing.
I'm not.
The cool token explains that the whole thing, from the advert in the Dirted Courier that you saw the day before, so remember how much setup's been involved here?
Well, not a lot.
The whole thing was a trap. A trap to capture simple, dumb boglins like you, because that's what they think of you. And let me say, you haven't done anything for their reputation.
What about my house being crushed? Was that part of it as well?
That was part of the plan.
Wow.
It was Operation Trapper Boglin. Because what they wanted to
What
do
about
was
that
to capture
pervert
you.
who is in the beer garden? Was he part of the trap too?
He was incidentally a
He
freak.
just happened to be there.
I'm afraid, yeah.
Okay.
But the whole thing was a big plan to capture simple boglins and turn them into a kind of indentured dancing guy that just lives in the pub
Right.
and that entertains all the guests
Okay.
on the quiz nights.
I seem to remember that I said at the start I would do that.
Maybe Delcquest in Act 1 would have done it, but you've been through a hell
It
of
was
stuff.
definitely Act 2.
You've grown
It was
as a
at
character.
least Act 2.
You've leveled up. Let me just check.
Oh, hang on.
No, you haven't.
Oh,
You're
well.
close though. You're quite close.
Okay.
You won the cool token through sheer style, Delcquest, says the cool token. I'm not going to do the voice forever. And you've got to share that same flair for fashion with the whole motherfucking world. Says the
Well, I
cool
can't now
token.
because you've made me
I
a
know
fugitive
guy.
from justice.
I know a guy, says the cool
I don't want to
token,
meet any
winking.
more
It winks with
characters.
its whole coin face.
Well, I can't see it. It's in my closed palm.
You can feel its eyelid
I
on your
hate
inner
that.
palm.
I bite my hand off. Has that recharged yet?
He's
I'm
a master.
gnawing at my own
This
wrist.
guy I know, Delcquest, he's a master of the damn parts.
These
can train
damn
you
parts
up
have
real
caused me
good.
nothing but bother.
He can get you
You just told me that the advert for the damn parts was a big lie.
Bent back into shape. What do you say?
I don't want to do that.
You've got no choice.
Oh, wow.
What type of wet wizard are you anyway?
I'm not.
Asks the-
I'm a half human, half boglin hybrid that skews boglin. I've got little legs. I've got horrible, crusty hands. I've got
A bag full of
wizard
empathy.
who turns up only when it's convenient for the narrative and heals me. I've got a fucking rap sheet longer than my little legs.
Longer than the week's Dirted Courier archive.
I've got 3 of the worst fighting moves, and I'm
You don't
so
have to throw
stupid.
coin
I think I've got boglin AIDS from eating some guy's tendon.
When you put it like that, the coin can only reply, "What do you mean you don't know what type of wet wizard you are? Everyone's got to know." Well, as luck would have it, a previous owner of mine let me attend a 5-week online course in administrative wet wizardry.
How come I'm not allowed a phone, but you've got USBs and online courses? How are
What
people
say-
doing Zoom University?
What say you answer a couple of questions and we can get you good and sorted, Deckley, old pal? Says the coin.
Why have you called me Deckley when my name's
Says the
Delcquest?
cool token. So, you ready to take the quiz?
No! But I've got a
Let's
funny
roll.
feeling the quiz is
are
going to...
ready. You
No
are ready to take
way!
the quiz.
It's funny how that
Question
happens in
1
art.
asks the coin to
Yep.
Delcquest the Boglin. What do the damn parts mean to you? A. Freedom from my handsy mum. B. A life devoted to red hot study. Or C. Ask not what the damn parts mean to you, but what you mean to the damn parts.
C.
Explain, asks the coin quizzically.
Well, my
from
mum's
inside your
not handsy, and I didn't remember the second one.
It was a red hot study?
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Okay. Question 2. When you picture yourself practicing the damn parts, what are you doing exactly? A. It's hard to say. B.
A.
Some sort of potion, I guess?
It's A.
C. Commanding the elements to spray at my signal.
It's A. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Nobody
They're
has,
arcane.
Nobody has told me
They're
what the damn
pretty
parts
obscure
are.
arts, right?
Yo, hella.
You're feeling that?
Yeah.
Question 3. If a fellow damn parts practitioner came to you with a problem, would you A. Tell them to put their lips to the ground and whisper it down a mud hole? You can't fix everything for everyone. B. Ask them to sit on your lap and then engage them in conversation about something else entirely. Take their mind off it.
I don't think I can get a DBS that allows me to do that in this
C.
world.
Show them a scrapbook you've made called Times My Mum Made Me Bothered. You know where they're coming from.
Oh, I don't like any of these, but I'm going to go with A. Whisper it into a mud hole. You can't fix everything at once.
Okay, so just to confirm, we had a C and 2 A's. So
That's
let me
right.
just roll if that's the case. Go on. We had 2 A's and a
Okay,
C.
yep.
Mostly A's was our response then.
It was, yeah.
And now the coin allows you to open your palm for the first time, and
that's
it's
good.
glowing now with a sort of
That's not
a
good.
sort of mucky light,
Oh, dear.
a mucky brown light, and it's gooing everywhere. is spewing forth.
I've got to say that all the things this coin does,
It's a
none
cool
of them are
token.
things that token.
Yeah.
They're none of the things that I ordinarily would associate with the token.
You got it for star points.
It's very, very versatile. It can fly. Yeah. It can force my muscles into things.
Yeah.
It can force a narrative like nothing I've ever seen before.
Absolute
It can ooze. It can glow. It knows about the damn parks. It's got a quiz.
Wow, I've got to say, I didn't see this one coming.
It's got the voice of Mickey, but also sometimes when the when the voice artist can't be bothered, it's got the voice of my pal Isaac.
It says here you're a... It can't be. You're a boglock. A warlock of the bog.
No way.
That's one of the most powerful wet wizards they've got these days.
Just out of interest, what were the other options that I...
Let's
What are the
roll
other
to see
types
if
of...
you know.
What's the other types of
This
damp...
is a knowledge check.
Damp wizard.
You did get too low to find out.
But no, hang on. No.
Go on.
It's not whether I know.
Right.
I'm asking the question.
Out of universe.
No.
Oh, you're asking the question. Okay.
Yeah, in universe, I'm saying to the coin.
You're
what were the other types?
You're not ready to know yet, Delk.
No, I am.
No,
I'm so
you're not.
ready. I
Anyway, he
can't
moves
stress how prepared I am.
The coin.
While my hand's open, I've dropped him on the
It
floor. I'm
stuck to your
going
palm.
home. Oh, wow.
It's like thick custard holding it on. And the coin. You get
This
the
Ring
sense
Fit
that-
adventure has done you no good.
You get the sense
It's
that the
invaded your
coin
mind.
is like it's holding back from saying something, like it knows.
Well, I
something,
know it is. It
but
won't tell me
you.
shit.
Yeah. And you don't like that feeling. It doesn't sit well with Delk because he's
No.
he's the kind of guy.
It reminds him of this old flatmate he used to
Really
live with
weird.
who wouldn't tell him anything.
Look, Delk, says the token. We best be heading out as soon as possible to start you on the road to Boglockery. So if there's anything you'd like to gather, any farewells to share, well, you'd better get on that, Mr.
Well,
Boglog
you zoomed us
Declan, sir.
away from my sack that had all my belongings, so we may as well just go.
He says, I'll be waiting in your tight little pocket next to all your thigh warmth. So
Well, I
you
thought
do
it
have
was
some
stuck to
time.
my hand.
It just slipped down. It sort of
Okay.
slithered up your arm, and it felt surprisingly kind of gelatinous.
Well, it's
for-
not
for a
surprising. It
token.
was oozing a moment ago.
Yeah, it's quite weird. It's quite a weird invention that you've created.
No, I didn't.
So you're just on the outskirts of town. If you wanted to go back and like gloat about, you could maybe do a victory lap and be like, I knew I'd make something myself. I'm a boglock.
But why
And
would
get a
I
chart.
do that? Because I
Boglock,
don't know how to
boglock.
use any of my Boglockian powers, so they'll just kick the
You
shit
know
out
that-
of me.
Well, that's not, you're not wrong.
Yeah, so I won't
Let
be
me
going
see.
back.
You did wisely avoid that verbal
Yeah, that's
trap
good.
that I set. Okay, so the time has come to head out. You have got no bag. And describe your other belongings. What are you wearing and stuff?
Well, we're only allowed to wear one rag.
Really sorry.
So
to hear
I'm
that.
wearing
What colour
my
is it, at
one
least?
rag. Not a good one.
No,
It's-
is it the kind that you
it's the
haven't
worst.
washed a lot?
Yeah, you know Dobby's sack?
Yeah, makes Dobby's sack look like a wedding dress.
It does indeed.
That's unfortunate. What about on your nasty gnarled feet?
Nothing, of course.
Okay, and the hands? Any gloves?
Well,
or
no, they're
just
as
covered in
crusty as the bay.
the token is. Well, you turn and you look over Tinsy Town one more time. This has been your home.
We didn't
This
go
has been
far,
your
me and the
everything.
token then. We're still in view of the
Yeah,
angry mob.
It's just on the hill.
Okay.
And you're like, God, would that I had been a better man to Tinsy Town. Would that
I
could
don't
have
think
become
that at
the
all.
mayor.
It was full of people who had nothing but racially motivated hate against me.
And you think, would that I could have shown them how wrong they were. But you failed that.
With vengeance.
Maybe with vengeance, maybe with the vengeance of education. But either way, you fucked.
No, just vengeance.
Your
yeah.
choices throughout this episode have led you inexorably to a path where it's time to leave Tinsy Town. Maybe forever. You've got no home here anymore.
No,
You've
it got
you've
squashed
certainly
by a
got
pebble.
no friends. You've certainly got no family. And
No.
you've certainly got no joy left in Tinsy. Are
No,
you ready to
none.
leave?
Oh, yes.
Describe your leaving. You take one last
While I'm already on the hill,
Yeah.
so I'm basically out of the bounds anyway.
Uh-huh. Do you do a little like wistful,
No, I don't.
like a rice miles?
No, my pocket has like yanked me around 180 degrees
Uh-huh.
already. It's nighttime. It's just fucking dragging me. I'm like sort of I'm trying to pull my hand out of my pocket because it's uncomfortable to walk. And also I don't have pockets because it's just a sack.
Yeah.
But like,
It's just a skin pocket that you've carved into your own body.
well, I didn't carve into it. This horrid token did.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm just sort of like limping away with my tiny legs.
Where are you
And I'm
going?
thinking, well, I don't know. I'm being led.
You
And I'm
approach-
hoping it's not far because my small legs,
Yeah.
any journey is
They
going to be
ache.
inefficient.
You've been walking for 5-10 meters.
Yeah.
And suddenly you see a crossroads in
Oh,
front of you
that's interesting.
that you couldn't see for some reason from where you were. And you think
I
maybe,
probably wasn't looking.
you think, was it a magic or was it that I was blinded by my inability to dream big.
I think I was just furious.
Because I think you were probably stuck in
red.
that Tinsy town. And let's remember, Tinsy is a word that sounds like it would mean small. So there's something quite clever going on there that you can maybe think about.
I don't think so.
Maybe Tinsy Town was keeping your dreams captive. And isn't that the worst crime of all? Apart from what Graham did, which was truly unforgivable.
Let me tell you.
As you approach this crossroads, you see on it 2 great big signs, and one of them says, "To the Wet Wizard Academy, 400 miles east." And the other one says, "A different way to the Wet Wizard Academy, but it's only 300 miles, this one, and it's west. And there's a train." Which, spoiler, it now exists.
They do have. That's
it's not
fantastic.
so much a train, it's more of a
I'm taking that one. I'll take the short one.
Whoa! Before you can even make a decision, a big muddy toad
God.
drops down in front of you and begins to convulse and foam at the mouth. It twitches and spasms. What's Delcquest thinking?
Delcquest's thinking, there's nothing good in this world.
It spasms. Well, maybe this will change your mind.
Oh, okay,
Whilst
go
the
on.
sound of an upright bass plays discordant and upsetting free jazz as if rumbling up from the very ground itself. Now remember that. That's going to be important when we get to episode 7 or 8. What's that? The frog, toad I mean, is twitching and growing in size. Not a huge amount, but it's becoming more amorphic and then suddenly less. It's coalescing into... Can it be? "Little Delc," it says, gasping for air. "It's me, your big brother Dunklin, something like that. You're in terrible danger.
Well, I know.
The Boglock Brigade, there. And he dies. Let me just roll. He's dead.
Was this supposed... You said this would change my mind.
End of episode 1. We're out of the Imagiporium now.
Whoa.
Welcome back. How are you feeling? That was probably quite a journey for you.
I'm feeling exhausted, let me tell you.
Well, I think that's probably because you were so deep in the character of Delcquest, right? I saw you really throughout, because I know you were sceptical initially, and I'm sure some of the listeners were. But by minute
I remain
20,
so.
I could see that you'd stopped kind of thinking about him as a third person thing, and you really sort of physically became him. Like, I look at you now, and I do see that filthy half-boglin. And that's the power of the Imagiporium, as far as I'm aware. Your thoughts on that one?
I
Yeah?
don't like you. I don't like your mind. I don't like your words.
Right, okay.
I don't like your grasp of what a choose your own adventure is.
It wasn't a choose your own adventure, it was a role-playing experience.
Yeah, I don't like your
It was
idea of
role-playing
that
fun
either.
experience.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't.
No, well, it wasn't.
There was a quiz in it as well.
I don't like
so
that
got
you
kind of 2
used
for
a
1.
little fucking USB dongle as a
don't own
dice
any
and
dice.
make it up.
Don't own any dice.
Well, if you're not prepared,
I
then,
was prepared.
then
I
we
was
should.
prepared to use the dongle.
No, yeah,
That's
you
worth
were
much
prepared
more
to
than a
fucking
die.
make it up, is what you were
No.
fucking prepared to do.
I told you that when it
You were
rolled,
prepared to follow this
each side
horrid.
I'd assigned a number to.
No, you hadn't.
I had.
You
Please
had
don't question
not.
my methods. Now look, this was just a quick foray into the power of the Imagiporium. It's a lot like, I don't know, some kind of other dimension that you can enter
It's not like
into.
another dimension.
And
It's
you
not
never
like
know
another
what's gonna
dimension at
happen.
all.
When you
It's
go
like a
peeping in,
half-baked,
anything
horrid
could come out.
fantasy story that you've written for me to drag my fucking begrudging corpse through with a bunch of choices that do not exist.
There were many branching narratives.
there were not.
Would you like
Show
to hear
me.
what other type of wizard you could have been?
No, I asked you and you said I wasn't allowed to
That
know.
was in the story. Now that we're out and we're commenting metatextually.
Oh yeah, okay. And just out of interest, if I'd been one of the other types of wizard,
Yeah.
how did that change the ending?
Your muddy uncle brother would not have appeared.
Okay.
Instead, what would have happened is you would have been hit by a car.
Can I see that in the...
I've closed it.
Oh, no, that's weird.
I didn't mean to actually. I just pressed the wrong button.
Yeah.
And-
Okay. Well,
and
just
twice.
open.
I
Well, we're
pressed the
gonna be
wrong button twice.
using Notion later, so you can just show me.
Yeah,
then.
that's fine. I'll show you later.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's no problem.
And I'll just tweet about how it's definitely there. We'll pop a little screenshot up.
That's
yeah?
fine. I'll probably share it with the patrons at Patreon.
Yeah, that's-
Shame City. Now look, Thomas doubted
You're a
Christ.
fucking charlatan.
And
You are.
look how it went for him. That's what I'll say. Look how it went for him. I need you. Your energy was off. I don't like to say this because you're a collaborator.
Oh, yeah.
And I think of you as, to be honest, I think of you
What
as a
sort
trusted
of
collaborator.
what sort of
Your energy, your vibes were all
servile
fucked.
dancing bear
You had
energy do
haunted
you want
vibes.
from me?
I need you to get on board with the pouring.
You said not 2 minutes ago that 20 minutes in, I had fully invested and become the character.
That's right. So maybe what the problem was is that I and this could be on me,
Go on.
mea culpa, maybe I'm mistaking Delcquest's animosity for Declan's love of the game and of the Porium.
Delcquest and I, we share not many things, but one of the things
Both
we
love to
share
bite.
is our absolute hankering hatred of you and your stupid fucking games.
Wow.
Well,
there we have it. That's been one big trip into the Imagiporium, and you're right, there can be many more for us to enjoy together down the line in future. They're not always going to be Delcquest's big adventure in Tinsy Town. God no. We've got all sorts of imaginings left to do. Declan, if you'd like to share some of our social media credentials, that would go really well. And it might cheer you up, because I know Declan's really sad, because since we stopped recording, he's been begging to go back in and find out more about these damn parts. But I've said we have to hold off. It has to be on air. Because I don't want you to know before the listeners, right? That seems only fair. Because they're the wind beneath our wings. Speaking of which, there are a number of ways you can help out with the show. Most of them quite low effort. Most of them don't cost anything, although one of them does, and that's our fave. Tell us what they are, Delc. Declan, sorry. I've done it again.
We do a tweet.
Yep.
We do some tweets on twitter.com
Yep.
at Shame City Gang.
Nice.
If you could all just do me a big favour and just ignore the tweets. Don't encourage him.
What do you mean?
Please. But yeah, Shame City Gang for that. You can email us if you've got any ideas for things we could talk about, and if you would like for me to be gaslit less on this show, then email us TAS.
Subject line Imagiporium.
Shut.
Feedback.
This is my moment. Fuck off. TAS at shame.city. TAS is spelled TAS. It's the initials of That's a Shame.
Yeah.
For some content where I have more agency,
Go on.
you can listen next week, or you can visit patreon.com/shamecity. And there we release some extra content every Wednesday.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it?
And that's for just $5 a month.
And our last one was about a wizard. So
it was about a wizard.
crossover.
It was. It's not a nice crossover, is it?
Well, it sort of transitions from him into the Boglock realm.
There wasn't a transition.
It was a fast transition.
You can't just call it a
radial
transition.
wipe, not a dissolve.
You can't just say that. You're not allowed. You haven't. No. You haven't set up
Declan's
anything.
character, so you can email Delcquest, the little boglin, at Shame
I
City.
legally
And he will
am
reply to
distancing
them in
myself
universe.
from any and all of the creations in this episode, because frankly,
You brought Delcquest
they
to
all
life.
defy decency.
We'd love
You
reviews.
ought to be ashamed.
We love reviews as well, wouldn't we? Shame.city/reviews. 5 stars only, please, because our ego is very easily bruised and damaged. As you can see from Declan today, you give him one episode where I'm in, something like control, and he's very churlish about it, isn't he? But we know it's because he was so invested in Delc that he hates to leave him behind for another week. But rest assured, we're starting a new podcast every week where it's just this, aren't we?
No.
Okay.
Dear God.
Until next time, when we'll be diving back in to Bob Honey Who Just Do Stuff in a big way. I've been Isaac. I've been Delcquest. He's been Delcquest. And we'll see you real soon. Boglocks!
Help me, guys.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees, some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Necessities, the bare necessities, the bare necessities of life will come to